So Dee Kosh is back from prison and he's been posting on social media again. More specifically, he's been posting stuff on Instagram, updating about his life after prison and why he's back. We'll go through the videos he posted on Instagram in a bit, but for those of you who don't know what's going on or simply don't give a shit about social media drama, don't worry, I'll get you up to speed. Dee Kosh was one of Singapore's biggest YouTuber and also a radio DJ for popular radio station Power 98. In August of last year, he was sentenced to 32 weeks jail or 8 months for pleading guilty to attempting to procure an indecent act from a young person and communicating with a minor to obtain sexual services. Naughty! At the time, this was an Avengers-level threat and the entirety of Singapore had its ears on this case because of how shocking it was that a person of Dee Kosh's status could be found engaging in such perverse behavior. The victims of Dee Kosh came forward and he was brought to justice where he was sentenced to serve 8 months in prison and he has only recently been released. Dee Kosh has said in his recent post on Instagram that he intends to give his full story and share what really happened, like he wanted to give an account of his side of the story, right? But he said he would only share it when the time is right, which is honestly quite a smart move to, build this up and let the news marinate before unleashing a full course dinner to the public, to maximize the exposure. So far on Instagram, he has posted 3 update videos as of me filming this video, and I'm gonna give you a previously on Netflix style recap of the 3 update videos.
A lot of people have been asking how do I lose so much weight? Well, obviously when you go to jail, it's not like a buffet where you can eat all the time, you know what I mean?
In his first update video, he was basically talking about how he has lost weight, and it is evident. Here is a before picture of Dee Kosh going to prison, and here is a picture after he was released. The difference is significant, so good job on losing weight. He mentioned that he lost 20 kgs from 115 kg to 95 kg. Yeah, this first update video, he was basically talking about his health and a life update of how he has started eating healthy, running. He's living a good and proper life now. He basically transformed into a yoga pants wearing Fitspo Instagram influencer. In the second update video, he was basically talking about how he survived without income for 3 years.
Some of you have asked how I survived all these years.
Lamenting about how he had to sell his car and even his favorite action figures.
I loved them so much, I had to sell them all. Yes, all.
Just so that he can afford basic necessities and survive. He also cock-teased us about a little startup that he's working on.
I am working for a startup with a friend. I think we will announce eventually, publicly, but for now we just want to set the foundations first and make sure the business runs properly.
I'm assuming it's something related to content, maybe another content or production house that creates content for social media. That's what I would assume, because he's been doing social media for practically all of his working life. In the third update video, he was talking about why he's back on social media and why he did not pull an Eden Ang and disappear from social media altogether. He also mentioned that he feels accountable to the people wanting to hear his story and how he needs to slowly get used to posting stuff online after this whole incident and being in prison and being disconnected from the online world for so long. And yeah, that's basically the summary of all his update videos. I guess he's, slowly teasing and slowly revealing how he's doing and slowly updating the public on where he's at right now. He's really taking his time and I guess getting back on his feet before talking about the whole scandal and his court case. But I don't think Dee Kosh will ever step away from the public eye, as much as he's saying how he needs to get used to posting stuff on social media again, because he's been doing this for almost a decade, or if not more. I just know that he's been doing this for a very, very long time. He's one of Singapore's OG YouTubers. It's his entire life, right? It's his bread and butter. He's been doing this for way too long. So I would assume it would be very difficult for him to step away from this or, find something else to commit his life to. It's all he's ever done. And if he's smart, he would leverage this comeback story to garner and gain back the followers that he has lost. So what now? What does the future hold in the compendium of Dee Kosh's life story? I mean, hopefully he'll spill more about this case before it reaches update video number 249. I know most of us have already judged and sentenced him in our minds with little to no leeway of ever forgiving someone like that or to even see that person in a different light. Me personally, I'm in the camp of I don't really give a shit. It's his life, right? Whether he changes or not doesn't really affect me in the slightest way. Also, I don't know Dee Kosh personally. I've never met him. I've never spoken to him in real life before. The only interaction I had with him was through Instagram DMs where he sounded cordial. We had a friendly exchange. Funny enough, he didn't offer me money to bang him. What's up? Am I not attractive enough? Huh? Look at this. Come on, man. Hey, man. What about me? I'm probably too old for him. On a more serious note, I usually find myself in the camp of forgiveness. I believe people can and will change, but it takes either serious trauma or deep reflection to be able to change a person's core, right? And I don't know if this has yet happened to Dee Kosh. We can only observe and see the change in his actions the more he reveals them to the public. But I'm also aware that it's very easy to manufacture change, right? Especially on social media. You know, just post a couple of sob stories, brand yourself in a more solemn way, as if you've just met the Dalai Lama and have attained supreme level of enlightenment. And people will actually think you have changed. Most people don't give a shit about anything other than themselves. You know, they post a comment on social media and forget about it 2 minutes later. And with enough time, people will forget the misdeeds of someone's past. Although in this case, it will probably take a very long time. But I think a good example would be Logan Paul, right? Remember the whole saga about Logan Paul going to the suicide forest and being disrespectful to a dead body that he found? In a couple of years, he managed to rebrand himself into a different person, and most of the world pretty much forgave him. Like, they completely forgotten about that past scandal. But now he's stuck in another crypto scam, which I guess means he hasn't really changed. But you see what I mean about being able to rebrand that superficial image that you show to the public. But yeah, that's the update on Dee Kosh so far. I'm curious to see what he has to say about his case in the future, if he ever talks about it. I think it'll take a while before people get used to seeing his face on YouTube again, because what he did was truly reprehensible. But I guess only time will tell.